Tell you there, champs, and one of my favourite gaming laptops is getting some big upgrades. Well, let's talk about it. In this video, we're going to talk about the new Razer Blade Stealth, the upgrades it's going to get. Also going to review the current model or the outgoing model. And we're going to talk about whether you should get the old model or you should buy this one. Now, let's have a look. Let's get straight into the specs and have a look at it. Ooh, that looks nice, doesn't it? Yeah. So, these are the two models coming out. Unfortunately, there's no Mercury White. Razer, what are you doing? Come on. Hopefully they've released that in like a limited edition or something like that. But we have two models here and the big upgrades are boom, 120 Hertz, and actually three big upgrades. You upgrade into a 1650 Ti. Also, you're getting 25 watts, okay? Now, before, you only got 25 watts if you had the base model without the graphics. But if you had the GTX 1650 model, it was limited to 15 watts once the GPU was lit up. Now, you're getting not only 120 Hertz display, which is a new thing, you also get a full 25 watts, okay? So 25 watts even with the GPU. So that should increase performance quite substantially. And also the 1650 Ti should be a nice boost in gaming performance. Now, one of the reasons why the Razer Blade Stealth is one of my favorite laptops is it does what I need it to do. It plays most of the games 60 frames per second, medium, maybe some games high at 1080p. It gives me the gaming performance I want in an ultra portable package. I mean, look here, how heavy is it? 3.26 pounds or 3.11 pounds, 1.4 kilos. That is portable gaming. Now, the other one was limited to 60 Hertz. Now you get 120 Hertz, but that didn't bother me before because, you know, if you're playing 1080p, you're only going to get 60 frames per second, medium high settings. With this new graphics card, some games like Counter-Strike or Overwatch or something like that, and even like Fortnite, you will be able to get that 120 frames at 1080p, especially with the boost in graphics. So if you're getting an extra 10 watts on the CPU, you're getting the 1650 Ti with GDDR6, and it is a bit of a boost over the 1650 because it has that faster memory. It is Max-Q, and they've done some work with Max-Q as well, so it should go harder for longer. And the memory uses less power with the new Max-Q design, so that means better thermals. So that should see a nice boost. You also get factory calibrated displays. So you have two display options, the 4K or the 1080p. Given that they're both 100% sRGB, I'll just go with the 1080p. You get high refresh, you get the same 100% sRGB. So why would you want 4K on such a small screen? I guess if you want to see one-to-one previews or watch Netflix in 4K, but on such a small screen, I don't think 4K is necessary. It'll be interesting to see which one has better battery life because 120 Hertz, it will affect the battery life. So nothing else has really changed in this regard. We have Thunderbolt 3. I wish they would have added another Thunderbolt 3. So I had two Thunderbolt 3s, one on either side, but one of them's a Thunderbolt 3 and one of them's a USB Type-C. That would have been epic if it had two Thunderbolts. You get the same 100 watt USB-C charger there, and pretty much is exactly the same. The audio's Dolby Atmos, Wi-Fi 6. Now, you do get Intel's latest processors, the 10th generation Ice Lake parts, so that's i7-1065GU, 25 watts, full 25 watts, but I don't think there's an option now to have it without the graphics, so there's no other option than to have it with graphics. But this is one of my favorite gaming laptops because it's so quiet. That's what I love most about it. It is so quiet, and now I'll get 120 Hertz display option, woof. Yes, this is the full package now and it has everything I want in a gaming laptop. Portability, quietness, high refresh rate. I mean, it doesn't have the power of the 15 inches and some people, they want that. But for the games I play, Civilization, Football Manager, I do play PUBG, which is competitive, and Call of Duty. Yeah, that's where the 120 Hertz display is going to be good with this. But I think a lot of people, this will be more than enough to play the latest games at your 1080p medium high settings. So what about the last model? Should you get the last one or the new one? Well, I'll do my little mini review of the last model. It's pretty much the same like this one. So you can look at all these specs, but it doesn't have the latest graphics and it doesn't have 120 Hertz display. Other than that, it's pretty much exactly the same, except the CPU is limited to 15 watts. So when you game, it's going to sit at 15 watts. So this one will be more powerful and it will be a little bit of a boost up there. And to put the power of this laptop into perspective, my XPS 15 9550 had a quad core and a GTX 960M processor. Yeah, this thing is more powerful. That was my first XPS. Now with the current or outgoing model, I would buy that in a heartbeat. If you can get it on a deal, definitely buy it. It won't be as fast as this one. You don't have the high refresh rate monitor if you want it, but it's quiet. The battery life's okay. It was just over sort of like 4.5 hours with the 4K. If you had the full HD version, I guess you'd get over 5 hours battery life. As I said, the performance is good, 1080p, 60 FPS, medium to high settings, most games. All right, some really demanding games, it'll be 40 frames per second if you're playing at that medium high. You will have to mess with settings a little bit. Now the new one, it'll do more games more often at medium high 1080p. So it will be a boost and it should beat the 5500 sort of graphics laptops. So currently laptops with an AMD 5500 had faster graphics than the 1650, but the GTX 1650 Ti will be faster than the 5500. So I guess unless you play a really demanding game or you really need that 120 Hz, I would definitely buy the outgoing model on a deal. But if you really want that extra bit of power and you want that 120 Hz display, yeah, go for it. Buy the new one. And it's out now already. And yeah, you can see the prices there, $17.99 and $19.99. Yeah, it's expensive, but I mean that full HD 120 Hz, that looks good. $1,800 US, that's nice. And you're getting 16 gigs in there. That's good, perfect for gaming, and one of my favorite gaming laptops without a doubt, just because it's so quiet, so portable. And yeah, this is specific to me. My games are not really demanding. If you play Red Dead 2, probably want a 15-inch powerhouse. But my recommendation is, unless you got the cash, get the older model. But this thing looks amazing. I can't wait to get it in. And it's mighty tempting to get one of these as sort of like a really portable, epic gaming machine. All the power you need in a nice £3 package. Now there is an elephant in the room here. It's called the G14 from Asus. And that's a 14-inch. It's not that much heavier than this. Much more CPU power and much more GPU power than this. And battery life as well. The displays, yeah, people have been saying they're not that great. Yeah, which would you buy, the G14 or this? This is still a bit more portable. I guess Razer, you should think about getting those AMD parts in there and yeah, try and make a 14-inch with a 1660 Ti Max Q or something like that and make it thin and light. Anyway, catch you in the next one, guys. Tally ho.